Hi, this is Jonathan Rosenhead, the Jerusalem psychotherapist. This week's Torah and Psychology post for Shavuos is going to look into the concept of uniqueness. Now, if we look at Shavuos and what we're celebrating is Matan Torah, then when we received the Torah at Har Sinai, there was the atmosphere and the event was defined by this understanding of Ki'ish Echad Ubelev Echad, that when the Bnei Israel received the Torah, there was a unique unity, there was a special unity that joined the entire Am Yisrael together, as if it was one, as that we were one single entity functioning together in a healthy, and it was a moment of unity that defined and has a knock-on effect throughout the generations up until this day, to understand that the Am Yisrael, through the Torah, is imbued with a sense of unity, but that is not the negation. We have to say it does not negate the unique role of every individual. Ki'ish echad b'lev echad is that at Har Sinai, Am Yisrael, each individual person had a unique role. Each individual person made up the characteristics and the functioning of this system of Ki'ish Echad B'Lev Echad. And if we look actually in this week's Parsha as well, in Parshas Bamidbar, this is the idea that we see from the Mishkan, that we are told about how the Bnei Yisrael, when they moved and they traveled and the Mishkan was moved from one location to the next, each individual Shevet had a place that they were to set up their camp around the Mishkan. Each individual Shevet had their individual flag, their banner, their individual qualities, their color. They had their place and they knew where they were supposed to be there, but they were not a distinct, disconnected part. Rather, each individual part was vital in order to create this whole of the machaneh, of the encampment of Bnei Yisrael around the Mishkan every time they traveled. So they traveled and they moved, but they traveled and remained together, united. So this we can take as this week's Parsha in terms of Parsha Bamidbar, but the message of Matan Torah is Ki'ish Echad B'Lev Echad, to understand how a functioning system, as Rav Dessler explains, a higher level functioning system, of a higher level of order, is where each individual part is indispensable and each individual part is essential and works together in order to create a functioning system, a functioning machine. And if we look at this from a psychological perspective, this is the significance and in a sense it is our challenge and task throughout life is to constantly be able to assess, analyze, and understand what is our uniqueness, our skills, our talents, our unique characteristics that Hashem has given us, to understand that this is our duty to connect with our uniqueness. Because through this uniqueness, through this connection with who we are, it allows us to be able to create a healthier functioning system, whether it's in marriage, whether it's a family system. As the research points out, and it highlights that in a system, you need to have differentiation. You need to understand that each person has a unique role, has a functioning role in the system, that they connect with other people to create this healthy functioning system. It's that if there is disconnect, if there is detachment, if there is a cutoff, or to the other extent, if there's fusion, if there's a lack of boundaries, rather there's a fusion between different parts, it becomes blurry, it becomes abusive perhaps. If there's a lack of self-esteem, it can affect a person's self-esteem. If there's a lack of understanding and awareness of who they are, a lack of self-image, that there's no boundaries, that the system is open. If the system is open, then it's vulnerable, and it creates conflict and tension, and the system cannot function in that way. So what we're trying to highlight, what we want to understand, is each person has to understand their unique role, that there is differentiation in the system of the Am Yisrael, rather than a fusion. And through this, through connecting with your unique character and skills, this is our challenge, and this is what helps us to live a healthy life on an individual level, and also to be able to create healthy and functioning relationships with, whether it's in marriage, whether it's in family, our parents, our children. This is the message of Matan Torah as well. This is the relationship that we have with the message that we've received from Matan Torah until this day, of connecting with our uniqueness, but using that connectedness, applying and being able to connect with that uniqueness to join in and ensure that the system of Am Yisrael functions and the system of Am Yisrael is united and it is healthy. I wish you a good Shabbos, Chag Sameach, and keep well.